So whenever you're learning a movement, there's kind of a process that you go through just inherently whenever you're trying to learn how to do a new thing. So first you actually learn what are you actually supposed to be doing. Then you learn what it feels like when you do it wrong, because usually the first few times you do something, you're going to do it wrong. That's fine. That's a part of it. Then you learn what it feels like to do it right. That's where you want to spend most of your time, obviously, but you have to kind of get through the part where you're doing it wrong, and then you'll eventually start doing it right. Then, once you start doing it right, the thing that happens after that is then you notice when you're doing something and you notice that you're doing it wrong. When you notice that you're doing it wrong, that's awesome, because then that means that you're really starting to clue in, you're really starting to learn this movement, whatever it is, so that you actually know that you're doing it correctly. Then the last step is that you clock when you're doing it wrong and you know what you need to change in order to fix it. Now, this might sound like a no-brainer. This might sound really, really obvious, but I've noticed that a lot of people actually tend to beat themselves up a lot thinking that they should already know how to do something that they've never done, or they should never make a mistake whenever they do something that's brand new. So I myself would rather you, knock that shit off personally, and be a little bit nicer to yourself while you're learning a skill. Because while we might, we get in and out of chairs, or we stand up and down, we do all this stuff every day. We don't think about it. But when you're trying to do specific weightlifting and thinking about okay, what muscles are working? How do I actually do this movement? Especially when it's something like a deadlift that has a lot more moving parts. A lot of stuff you got to think about. When you're doing stuff like that, give yourself a break. Let yourself suck at it for a little bit. You'll figure it out. And as ever, let me know if you need help troubleshooting any of it, because that is what I'm here for.